All right, so I'm looking for a new restaurant near me that I haven't been to yet. So I would be interested in, well, why don't I just see what's the best? So it's taking me to Rochester. So let's say that's my city, um, for argument's sake. And let's see, best of Yelp Rochester. I'm gonna look for just general food, I guess. I'm just trying to think if I want to do anything in particular. I guess it's a little overwhelming to do it this way. Um, I would be interested in, why don't we just do it up here? This is usually how I check things. So let's look for Thai food um, in Rochester and see what we get. I usually do by highest rated just to see what's around. Sometimes that isn't the best way to look at it. I've found I like to look at how many reviewers have also reviewed, because it might be 5 stars, but if only one person has reviewed it, that's not a very good indication. I'm glad that it's actually pulling up Pittsford, Henrietta. Oh, they are in Rochester, Fairport, Penfield, Webster. So areas that are near Rochester, I can see on the map here, because sometimes there's something pretty close. It might be just outside your city. So let's look at this one. It's the one right at the top. Let's just see what people have to say. So that's a recent review. So that's great. Also a recent review. Previous reviews are always great to see that they're continuing to enjoy it, that the food is staying of good quality. The one thing I do like to do, I forget if I can do it by just clicking. I don't think so. I like to see the rating details. So nobody's giving it 1 star. Basically, it's 4 and 5 stars. There's a couple people who weren't too happy with it, and I'll usually try to find these just to see what they have to say. But I do also recognize that sometimes people have a negative experience. So seeing the rating details is super helpful, because I like to see most people are giving it good ratings. A couple people had bad experiences. That could be personal preference. That could be bad luck. So, yep, this is where I'd go. Saks Thai cuisine. Oh, I guess the last thing I should see is where it is exactly, just to see if it's really far away from where I live. So it's a little bit out. If I'm living, say I lived somewhere in here in Rochester, or even, I don't know how far out Rochester goes, but anyway, say I lived in the city center of Rochester. It's a little bit of a drive, but that's the one I would choose. So did I complete the task successfully? Yes, I'm sure I completed it successfully. That was pretty straightforward to find a new restaurant that I was interested in. Use Yelp to find a new restaurant near me that I haven't been to. Perfect. Overall, this task was very easy. Definitely, at least for this, I searched Thai food, found a really good restaurant right away. So sometimes it could be more difficult if there just isn't a good one. Like, say you're looking for a cobbler, maybe there isn't a good cobbler near you, or not really reviewed ones, but in terms of restaurants, really easy. So now I'm gonna imagine that I need to reserve a private dining space for a group of 15 people. I'm looking for an Italian restaurant with a classy ambiance, and my budget is about $20 per person. So that's gonna be a little tricky, because classy plus, only $20 a person, that's pretty low once you factor in wine and food and appetizers and whatever people might want. So let's see what I can find. So we'll stick with Rochester since that's what we're doing. And looking for Italian. Oops. Italian restaurants. I guess I'll go with what is typically searched. And I will try filtering by price. I don't know what these prices mean, so I don't know what one's $1 versus two is. I mean, I guess we're going for classy. Let's do two. And then I'm gonna go by highest rated again, because even if it's a little bit further away, that's not such a big deal if I'm planning a big event. So nothing with more than, well, here's this one. That's a bakery though. All right, so I wonder if there's a way I can make sure we know it's Italian. We already did that. Does that change anything? All right, well, I'm not sure how to narrow this down to just restaurants. Let's do good for groups. Because I'm trying to do a group. Let's see what other features are there. Good for groups, takes reservations. I'm gonna want to probably do that if there's gonna be 15 of us. All right, well the gatehouse is continuing to pop up here, so let's see what the prices are. And that looks like it's right in Rochester. Doesn't really look like Italian. American New Pizza Italian. These pictures aren't telling me that it's Italian, certainly. But maybe I can look at the menu. Oh, then I'd have to go all the way to Gatehouse. Oh, full menu. Perfect, because I wanted to kind of stick to the Yelp website. So tomato and bruschetta and basil bruschetta, that's pretty Italian. There's some stuff on here that's not so Italian, but maybe they do have, there's burgers, and then there's pizza, so it's sort of Italian. I don't know how to tell if this is classy. All right, so maybe that's not a go-to, even though they do have pizza. We'll go to, this is just pizza, it looks like. So that's not enough. Pasta Villa, let's try this one. This is looking slightly more Italian. let's see. It's classified as Italian. $11 to $30. So maybe it's a little over my price range. Maybe I need to go back to the single dollar sign. Oh, so this brought me here. Well, this is an $11 to $30 range, so I think I'll go with this one because, well, it does get kind of expensive. $11 to $30 is not covering drinks, but looks really classy, and I'm going to assume that it's the $20, about $20. Some people will get drinks, some people won't, so I'm going to go with this one. Maybe we do a 1 drink limit. I don't know. I think it's going to be really, that $20 is a low price for a classy restaurant. So I think this is probably my best bet. And some people eat less than others. Some people don't get drinks. So I think my average for 15 people will be about right with this website. I mean, with this restaurant, Guido's Pasta Villa. So did I complete the task successfully? Well, I would say other. Other being that I don't think that you can find a $20 classy restaurant. I hope that that's not weird of me to think. I just don't know that you could find a cheap I mean, it just, if you're taking people out to eat, you think they are going to want an appetizer and an entree and drinks, and I don't know any place that you could get all that for $20 that would also be considered classy. So that would be why I'm not totally sure I completed the task successfully, but I did find a great Italian restaurant in my area, and that has a price range approximately what I'm looking for. So I would say overall this task was reasonably simple. So now I'm looking for something fun and unique to do in my neighborhood this weekend. So try to find a concert, play, or other event using Yelp. So I've never actually looked for anything on Yelp this way. So maybe we'll just put in, what am I interested in? Maybe dance clubs, dance studios, dance performance. Sure, dance performances. Let's see if that's even on here. Looks like most of these are studios. Aerial Arts of Rochester. Let's see what this is. Nope, it's also a studio. Okay, so maybe there just aren't dance performances. Let's try jazz and blues. And we'll go by highest rated. Yikes. Okay, that's not so easy either. Maybe we'll just try going back to the home page and seeing what's going on here. Nightlife, shopping, bars, beauty, spa, health, medical, local, mass media, event planning? No, arts and entertainment. Okay, here we are. So, looks like there's a little theater, so I could see a movie. National Museum of Play is a museum. Artisan Works is a gallery. Okay, George Eastman House. And, well, let's try the little theater, and let's see. I think this looks like it's sort of, looks like it's really highly rated, so that's great. And it looks like it's a movie theater maybe showing, oh, it has other stuff going on. Okay, I like this. So we'll pick something at the little theater, and this tells me what's playing. Well, that sounds really interesting. Sorry, I don't want to go away from the Yelp website, but I just want to see what this is about really quickly. So, this is kind of a love story. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds really interesting. I like the title. It's intriguing, and regardless, I would pick a movie at this theater. So, looks good. Yes, I'm sure I completed this task successfully, found something to do, looks fun. I would say this task was relatively easy. I'd have to do a little more research on certain events that might be happening at the different venues, but it did lead me to the venues that would be near me. So now I'm imagining that I'm driving through Boise, Idaho, and my car starts to make a strange noise right as I'm about to stop for the night. So my passenger is recommending 27th Street Automotive, so now I'm using Yelp to find out if they're open at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. That should be relatively straightforward. So 27th Street Automotive in Boise, Idaho. So this should be it. And on Tuesday they're open till 5. So they are not open until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So I would not be able to go. So let me just make sure I have this right. So 20th Street, Boise, 27th Street Automotive, Boise. Find out if they're open at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. They're not. So that was very, very straightforward. If you know a place, I think it's really easy to find on here, and the hours are really, really easy to see. And that task was extremely